Welcome to homeschool. Hope everybody are doing good. And today I have come up with a special video for CBSE class 10 students. Okay, and we all know that CBSE has divided its board examination into two terms. They are conducting term 1 exam and term 2 exam. Term 1 exam is completely MCQ based, isn't it? So CBSE board has released sample question papers in its website, and today I am solving sample question paper science. Okay, so let me first discuss about the paper pattern, how it is, and then I'll go for solving every question with answer. I'm not just telling you the answers for a particular question, I will discuss along with the concept. So whatever concept is associated with the question, everything I will deliver in detail. So don't forget to watch a complete video. Definitely all CBSE 10 students will get 100% benefit out of this video, and share the video with your friends also. Let everybody get benefit during this pandemic time. Okay, so let's start our sample question paper. First, let me tell you how is the pattern. See, the question paper has questions in three parts. So you have part A, part B and part C. Part A has 24 questions, part B also has 24 questions and part C has 12 questions. And you have choices here. Out of 24, you can only answer, 20 questions in part A. And here out of 24 you can answer 20 questions only, and here out of 12 you can answer 10 questions. So altogether you have to give answers for 50 questions. Okay, and the time limit is 90 minutes, that is 1.5 hours. Okay, so in 1.5 hours you have to give answers for 50 questions, right? And one more thing is, there is no negative marking. Okay, in case if your answer is wrong, there will not be any marks gets cut. Okay, so there is no negative marking. And another point is, when you attempt 20 questions out of 24, first 20 questions they will select for evaluation. Okay, so these are some points that you have to keep in your mind. And now let me solve the questions, all the questions which are there in part A. Okay, so in part A you have 24 questions. So I'm going with the first question. See, PDF of question paper is provided in the description, right? So you can just have a look at it, and questions are also displayed on a board. You can check it out. Let me read out the first question for you. Rima took 5 ml of lead nitrate. Okay, so I'm giving answer for first question now. Rima took 5 ml of lead nitrate. Okay, so here the lead nitrate is there, and she added 4 ml of potassium iodide to this. Added 4 ml of potassium iodide. What would she observe? So can you all tell me, what is the reaction that takes place between lead nitrate and potassium iodide? It is an example for double displacement reaction, isn't it? Or we can also call it as precipitation reaction, because precipitate is formed in this case. Can you tell me what are the products you get here? You will get lead iodide, right, plus potassium nitrate. And this lead iodide is formed in LOPPT, right? See, I have complete concept videos in our channel. Links are provided in the description. You can go and check it out if you want any clarity on any concept. See, this was a very beautiful visual I have shown in one of my concept video. Okay, so if you want, you can just go to the description. All chapters, complete concepts are covered in a detailed way that can really help you to solve any MCQ question. Okay, fine. So here, look at the options. Option A, the solution turns red. Option B, yellow PPT was formed. Option C, white PPT was formed. And option D, the reaction mixture became hot. So definitely we will go for option B, that is yellow PPT is formed, right? So what is the correct answer for question 1? It is option B, yellow PPT. Okay, fine. And now let me go for the second question. See, there is a figure given, there is a diagram given. It's a very famous diagram from the chapter Acids, Bases and Salts, isn't it? And this diagram involves the reaction of zinc with sulfuric acid, isn't it? Zinc with sulfuric acid. Zinc is a metal, sulfuric acid is an acid. When metals react with acid, we all know that salt and hydrogen gas is formed. So, which is the salt formed in this case? Zinc sulfate, and the gas formed is hydrogen gas, right? So, and you know what? This hydrogen gas comes in the form of bubbles, and when you keep a burning candle near it, it burns with a pop sound, isn't it? So they are asking what gas you will get. If you observe the figure, see near a test tube, there it was mentioned that bubbles of gas A is formed. So what is that gas A they have asked? So definitely the gas is hydrogen gas. So where is the option here? Yes, option B. So option B is the correct answer for second question. Coming to question number 3. See, they gave some flow chart here in the question, and they are asking which of the following two combinations are correct. Okay, so usually the flow chart you can observe here, metal, right, when it reacts with dilute HCl, definitely you will get some salt plus gas, that is hydrogen gas. Okay, the gas we know, it is hydrogen gas. Which of the following two combinations are correct? Okay, so they have given metals in one side, they have given gas evolved in one side. Okay, you see the first option, they have given copper. Okay, does copper can react with hydrogen, can copper react with HCl and gives hydrogen gas? Never. Copper do not react with acid, right? And it will not give H2 gas. It will not react only. Then how come it can produce H2 gas? It's not possible. Can you tell me why copper will not react with acids? It's because less reactive. In the reactivity series, copper comes below hydrogen, right? So when you have a metal, all metals will not react with acids. Few metals react, few metals do not react. On what basis you will judge whether which can react with acid, which will not react with acid? It is based on reactivity series. In the reactivity series, the metals which are placed below hydrogen do not react with acids. When they do not react with acids, it will not give any hydrogen gas. Okay, and the metals which are placed above hydrogen can react with acid and can displace hydrogen. So hydrogen gas is produced, right? So all this I have explained in one of my concept videos. Again, check the playlist of acids, bases and salts. Okay, fine. So option 1, they said copper gas evolved is S, whereas it's wrong. Copper will not give hydrogen gas. And coming to the second option, iron. Can iron reacts with HCl? Definitely, iron's position is above hydrogen. So iron can give iron salt, and it can produce hydrogen gas. So second thing is correct. Okay, so this second information is correct. Third one, magnesium. What about Mg? Mg also can react with acid and it will give salt plus hydrogen gas. Okay, but in the question they said that hydrogen gas evolved is no. But yes, magnesium gives hydrogen gas. Okay, so it's wrong. Coming to the fourth one, zinc. Okay, so zinc also can react with HCl and it gives salt and hydrogen gas. So they said zinc gives hydrogen gas. Yes, this is a correct. So statement 2 and 4 is correct. So where is 2 and 4? Is there? It is in option D. So option D is correct answer for third question. Okay, and coming to the fourth question, it's very simple, guys. Which of the following correctly represents a balanced chemical equation? Say everybody must have had enough knowledge on balancing, right? And if you want a video on balancing, I have given a super trick for balancing. You can just watch the playlist of chemical reactions and equations. Okay, so here option B is the correct answer. Okay, for fourth question, option B is correct. Coming to fifth question, guys. The graph given below depicts a neutralization reaction. Everybody knows what is neutralization reaction, right? So when an acid is added to base, you get salt plus water. This is called neutralization reaction. The pH of a solution changes as we add excess of acid to an alkali. Okay, see, can you tell me what happens when acid is more amount? Excess means what? More acid. When you add to a base, you know what? The solution turns acidic because more acid is there, right? So when more acid is added to a base, you know, more amount of acid would remain in a product, so the solution becomes acidic. Acidic means what? pH ranges below 7. Okay, so pH value is below 7, right? Okay, see the question they are asking, and there is a graph also. Which letter denotes the area of a graph where both acid and salt are present? Okay, so the graph is something like this, right? And this is where, and you know, this point was A, this was B, this was C, and this was D, and somewhere here was mentioned pH 7, right? And we all know when more acid was added, we can decide that the product will have more acid, so the solution is more acidic, so pH has to be below 7. So here which part of the curve is there below 7? Definitely D, right? This part of a curve is there below 7. So which is your option? In option D, D is mentioned. D is below 7, right? So they are asking which part of the curve is below 7 indirectly, right? So what is your answer here? It is option D. Okay? Very good question actually. So the concept, you have to think it in a different way to answer such questions. Coming to sixth question. In the reaction of iron with copper sulfate solution, okay, so you have a reaction. This is question number 6. Reaction was given copper sulfate plus iron when added. Definitely you will get FeSO4, okay, plus copper, right? Okay. So which option in the given table correctly represents the substance oxidized in the reducing agent? Okay, can you tell me which is oxidized first? You see, iron changed into iron sulfate. Okay, so here you can observe oxygen being added, right? So iron was single in the reactant side. In the product, it is in a oxidized form. You can see oxygen being added. So we definitely say iron is oxidized, right? And you know what? The one which underwent oxidation can be called as a reducing agent. Okay, iron is oxidized, no? So I can say iron as reducing agent. This is very important. The one which underwent reduction is called as oxidizing agent. Okay, the one which underwent oxidation is always called as reducing agent, right? So here they are asking which is oxidized and which is a reducing agent. Iron is oxidized. Iron is only called as reducing agent. So here the one which oxidized is iron and the reducing agent is also iron. So iron, iron. So in which of the option you will find? Option A, right? So the correct answer for sixth question is option A. Okay, very good question. And coming to question number 7. The chemical reaction between copper and oxygen. Copper plus oxygen. You will get copper oxide. Copper which is there in a brown color gets changes to black color. You get copper oxide, right? So this is an example for what? Displacement, decomposition, combination, double displacement. Definitely this is an example for combination. Two reactants are reacting, one product is forming. So this is what we call combination reaction. So option C is correct. Okay. Coming to 8th question. This is also concept oriented question. You must definitely know the concept here. And this concept was very beautifully explained in one of my videos. Just check acids, bases and salt playlist. I told everything about salts. I mean types of salts, how you can identify whether it is an acidic salt, basic salt, neutral salt, all that was explained. Look at the question. Which of the given options correctly represents the parent acid and base of calcium carbonate? Okay, so you have a salt, calcium carbonate, right? So which question am I discussing? 8th question. Okay, and they are asking, say salt is always formed from one acid, right? From one acid and one base. When base combines with acid, salt is formed. So this is the salt formed already. From which acid and from which base you got this calcium carbonate? Okay, so always remember the first part of the salt must have come from a base and second part of a salt anion, this is cation, calcium is cation here, carbonate is anion here. Always cation must have come from a base, anion must have come from an acid. This is what you need to know, guys. Okay, so cation is coming from base. So which base can give calcium? Definitely calcium hydroxide. Right? So base is your calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, it must have reacted. So you got this particular cation in this salt. And which acid? See, anion is always from acid, no? So which acid has this ion? Yes, very well know that. HCO3, carbonic acid. So calcium hydroxide and carbonic acid must have reacted. So you got this salt, calcium carbonate. So from which base you got this? This is called parent base and this is called parent acid. So these are parents and this is a child. So they must have reacted. So you got this, right? So your answer is calcium hydroxide is the acid, parent base and carbonic acid is the parent acid. So where is the option? Option B says, right? So option B is the correct answer. Okay. Question number 9. How will you protect yourself from the heat generated while diluting a concentrated acid? Say when you dilute an acid, we all very well know that acid is slowly added into water. The opposite thing you shouldn't do. You cannot add water to acid because the reaction is exothermic, lots of heat is liberated. When you add water to the acid, the entire solution will get splashed on a face, right? So always it is highly recommended to add acid to water slowly on constant stirring. So this is the concept we studied. So let's check it out the options. Which one can be correct? Option A. By adding acid to water with constant stirring. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we should always add acid to water with constant stirring, right? Opposite thing we should not do. So definitely option A itself is correct answer. So the correct answer is option A. Let's come to 10th question. A very simple question actually. Why is it important to balance a skeletal chemical equation? Why we have to balance a chemical equation? It is for obeying which law? Law of conservation of mass, right? So where is the option mentioned? Option C is correct answer for 10th question. Okay, so we try to balance chemical equation because mass can neither be destroyed nor be created. So to obey this law of conservation of mass, we need to balance the chemical reactions that takes place in our nature, right? That's all about the 10th question. And coming to 11th question. Guys, 11th question is a diagram based question from biology part. You have to be very careful with the diagrams, guys. Each and every part's importance, function, their location is very important, especially from the life processes chapter. That diagram of digestive system, human heart, nephron, okay, and that what is that respiratory system, and what is exactly the part is located, and what is the function, what it is made up of, all that is a very important information to have a knowledge about. Okay, so here is a picture that you can see it on a board and on a respiratory system. See, just read out the question. Carefully study the diagram of human respiratory system with labels A, B, C, D. Okay, so A, B, C, D, which is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4 in the diagram. Okay, you just see whether they are correctly labeled or not. Select the option which gives correct identification and main function or characteristic. Okay, you see here this one, first labeling, you read out the option A. They told about the first labeling. They told the first label is trachea. Okay, yes, labeling is correct. That pipe is what we call it as trachea. And see the function, guys. It is supported by bony rings for conducting inspired air, right? Function is wrong. Labeling is correct. See, the label 1 is definitely trachea, but the function is wrong, guys. Trachea's function is to give support, right? And it is to see that there is no breakage of air that is flowing into our lungs. Okay, so that is the function, right? And coming to option B, you see, guys, this is option A. Actually, this is wrong. Labeling is correct, but trachea's function is wrong. And option B, if you come to option B, the second labeling, they said it as ribs. Yes, ribs. Labeling is correct, but you see the function. When we breathe out, ribs are lifted. No, when we breathe in, ribs are lifted. Okay, so the function is opposite. So the second option is also wrong. Labeling is correct, function is wrong. And coming to the third option, guys, they said about the third labeling. The labeling, they said it as alveoli. Yes, definitely. Small bag-like structures are called alveoli. Labeling is correct. Let's check it out with the function. Alveoli are thin-walled sac-like structures for exchange of gases. Yes, through alveoli, exchange of gases will take place, right? So, labeling is correct, function is also correct. So, option C is the correct option for 11th question, guys. And let's discuss about option D also. Labeling is correct. Fourth labeling is diaphragm only, but you look at the function. It is pulled up when we breathe in. Actually, when we breathe in, diaphragm is pulled down. Okay, it goes down. When does it pulled up? It is pulled up when we breathe out. So, function is opposite, right? So, here labeling as well as function is correct in only option C, that is about alveoli, right? So, you have to be very careful with such questions. And coming to question number 12. Actually, this is much easier question. Identify option that indicates correct enzyme that is secreted in location A, B and C. Okay, so can you tell me in A, location A, B and C. Say A, that is in location 1 is mouth. So what happens in mouth? There is a salivary amylase. What will the salivary amylase will do? It will do initial digestion of starch, right? So initial starch digestion will start in mouth, right, by salivary amylase. So you see the first, right? So the first, in the first labeling, what is the enzyme associated? It is amylase. Okay, and coming to the second labeling is about stomach, guys. Okay, so in stomach, pepsin is the enzyme that is secreted, right? And third labeling, if you see, it is actually into small intestine, isn't it? So there, trypsin is the enzyme that is secreted. So in mouth, amylase; in stomach, pepsin; and in the initial part of small intestine, it is trypsin, right? So which is the option correct here? Option B is correct. So in which part which enzyme gets secreted, right? So again, small intestine, what enzymes will act, and what is the work done by small intestine, what is the things going on in a stomach, right? So HCl is generated, and what happens in a stomach, lining of stomach, mucus, the function of mucus, about the digestive system. You have lot more to know about, and I have a beautiful video in my channel. Okay, so full 1 hour video is there on digestive system. You can go and check it out, where I explained about all enzymes and their function and their location. Okay, fine. And coming to question number 13. Opening and closing of stomatal pore depends on what? Definitely it depends on the guard cells, right? Say it depends on the water content that is there in a guard cell, right? So opening, stomatal pore opening or closing, imagine these two are my guard cells. Say if guard cells swell, stomatal pore is opened. If guard cells are when they are decreased in their size, the stomatal pore is closed. So this opening and closing of guard cell depends on the water content that is there in guard cells. Okay, so let's read out the options now. Does it depend on atmospheric temperature? No. Oxygen concentration around stomata? No. Carbon dioxide concentration around stomata? No. Water content in guard cell? Yes. Opening and closing of stomata always depends on water content in guard cells. So for 13th question, what is your option? Option B is the answer. Okay, so now let's go to 14th question, guys. This figure, it is there in our NCERT textbook. See, you just see whether the labeling and function is correct or not. Okay, identify the correct label with its function, they told. Okay, so if you look at the picture, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is that 1? What is that 1? Let me go for 14th question. What is that 1? 1 is nothing but pulmonary vein, right? So 1 is nothing but pulmonary vein. What is its duty? It will bring oxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein will bring oxygenated blood from lungs to heart, isn't it? You see the option A, labeling. 1 is pulmonary vein, labeling is correct, but you see the function, they told it takes impure blood from body part. No, it actually brings oxygenated pure blood from lungs to heart, right? Fine. And coming to option B, see about the second labeling they are talking about. What is our second labeling? Here they have mentioned it as pulmonary artery, but it is wrong. So what is our second labeling? It is aorta, right? So what is the work of aorta? It will carry oxygenated blood from heart to all body parts through capillaries, right? So option B is wrong, guys. Labeling is only wrong, right? Look at option C. About third labeling they are talking in option C. Okay, so the third label is actually pulmonary artery. In reality, that is pulmonary artery, but they told it is aorta. Labeling itself is wrong. Whereas option C, they are talking about fourth labeling. Yes, fourth labeling is vena cava. right? It is vena cava. So what is the function of vena cava? It takes blood from body parts to heart, right? So function is also correct. So function is correct, labeling is correct. So option D is the correct answer. Option D is correct answer here. Okay, so that's all about 14th question. Coming to 15th question, guys, it is also something about the diagram based, very much conceptual. Identify the phase of circulation which is represented in the diagram of heart given below. Arrow indicates contraction of chambers shown. Okay, so you have to match a correct sentence that relates to a diagram. Let's read out the sentences. Blood transferred to right ventricle and left ventricle simultaneously. No. Okay. Option B. Blood is transferred to lungs for oxygenation and is pumped into various organs simultaneously. This is correct. Okay. So here option B is correct answer for 15th question. And coming to question number 16, guys. Here also diagram based question. You have to match column 1, labelings are given, column 2 their function is given or something about them is given. You have to match the correct things. Observe the diagram of human digestive system and match the labelings correctly, right? So can you all tell me what is first labeling about, second one, third one and fourth one? See, first one is about mouth. Okay, so first one label is something about the mouth, and the second one you see they labeled liver, right? And the third one is actually a small intestine. Okay, and fourth one is again a small intestine, right? So intestine part. Okay, let's see. Column 2 you see the length of this depends on the food the organism eats. Okay, so to what it may match? It may match with the fourth one, right? So bigger the small intestine, what does this mean? It means that the animals are herbivorous. Usually herbivorous, the animals that eat grass must have a large intestine for the digestion. Okay, and the meat eating animals will have small intestine, right? So that idea you must have. And you see initial phase of starch digestion, where will it take? Initial phase of starch digestion takes in mouth. That means your first labeling is matched with which sentence, guys? It is matched with B sentence. Okay, so now first labeling has matched with B sentence. So which all the options you will eliminate? You can eliminate A option and you can eliminate D option. Now you have to select between B and C. Okay, fine. And second labeling is about liver. So which is the one that can connect to a liver actually? You see, liver secretes bile juice, and this bile juice helps for the breakdown of fatty acids, fats, right? So here can you tell me the enzyme that will help for the breakdown of fats? It is lipase. So bile juice actually helps in increasing the efficiency of lipase. Okay, so your second labeling is something related to lipase enzyme, that is with the sentence C. Okay, second labeling is matching with sentence C. So 2 with the C. So I can blindly go for the option B. Option B is the correct answer here, guys, right? So definitely you should know the function of each and everything that is there in a digestive system or respiratory thing, whatever it is. Okay, so life process is a very important chapter. So this way diagram based questions can be asked. And now coming to the 17th question. It's from a physics part, that is a light chapter. Very simple question. Which of the following mirror is used by a dentist to examine a small cavity in a patient's teeth? Definitely it's a concave mirror. Okay, so concave mirror is used to observe the small things, right? So option C is the correct answer. So let's go for 18th question. Guys, look at the 18th question. There are a set of ray diagrams. Carefully observe this. Which diagram shows image formation of an object on a screen by a converging lens? So what do you mean by a converging lens? Converging lens in the sense convex lens. Okay, so convex lens ray diagrams they have given. You observe here in every figure, actually the object, this is optic center O and this is F1. So here object was kept, guys. Okay, and if an object is kept here and this is your another focal length, that is F2, right? And this is 2F2, right? Okay. So if an object is kept here, where is the image formation? See, if you take an incident ray parallel to the principal axis, it will go through F2, it will pass through F2, right? And another ray I will take passing through optic center, it will pass. I mean, somewhere here at infinity, you will get the image formation, isn't it? So enlarged image you will get. And now you observe which diagram is correct. If you see A, in option A, there is one ray diagram. If you observe, you see the rays were passed through 2F2, isn't it? 2 into focal length in the sense what? 2F2. They have to pass through F2. Right? Say this ray must pass through F2, but in the diagram you observe that has been passed through 2F2. So that's a wrong diagram. And coming to diagram B, there also this ray that you took parallel to the principal axis passed through 2F2, but not through F2, right? It should pass through F2. So B is also wrong. And coming to C diagram, guys, this is correct. You see this ray passed through F2 and the ray that has passed through optic center went straight and both of them met at infinity position, and inverted enlarged image you will get, isn't it? So option C is correct. So which is correct here? Option C is correct. Coming to option 4, guys, you know, the rays must meet, but here the divergence of rays took place. It's a converging lens. The rays must converge, but there it was like divergence. So that's a wrong ray diagram. Option D is wrong. So option C is correct, right? Coming to 19th question. Say this is much simple one actually. Which of the following can make a parallel beam of light when light from a point source is incident on it? Definitely option A, that is concave mirror as well as convex lens. Both are converging, isn't it? So you can go for option A. Coming to question number 20, guys. Consider 3 indices of refraction. Refractive index of glass is given. Say I'm discussing about question number 20. Refractive index of glass is how much? It is 1.52 and air is 1.003 and water is 1.33. Okay, based on the refractive indices of 3 materials, arrange the speed of light through them in decreasing order. Okay, see what is the relationship between refractive index value and speed of light? Higher the refractive index, okay, or I can say lower the refractive index, more is the speed of light. More is speed of light. Okay, you have to arrange them in the decreasing order, right? Say in which case you have the least refractive index, it is air. So speed of light in air is greater than, then next least value is for water. Speed of light in water is greater than speed of light in glass. Okay, so air greater than water greater than glass. So where do you have this option? Option C. So option C is correct answer for 20th question. Coming to question number 21, guys. A beam of light A beam of red light and a beam of violet light are incident at the same angle on the inclined surface of a prism from air medium and produce angles of refraction R and V respectively. Which of the following is correct? You see guys, when you have a prism and you know what, when you this way, like when you incident a ray, white light, and this is a normal, but refraction occurs, right? So which one, it split into 7 colors, this guy splits into 7 colors, and which one of them is bent more, violet or red? Violet is bent more, right? So later indigo, GYOR, right? So violet is bent more. That means, say if I consider R as the angle of refraction for red light, V as the angle of refraction for violet light, which one is greater? Violet light has bent more because of less lambda, less wavelength, right? So you know what, the angle of refraction for violet is greater. Violet is greater than red. Angle of refraction for violet is greater than red, or I can also write this way. So which is the option you will select for? Definitely option D. Okay, lesser the wavelength, more is the bending takes place. More it goes away from the normal, the more it goes away from the normal, more is the angle of refraction, right? So completely conceptual question, you have to be careful with the concept. Okay, and coming to 22nd question guys, it's very simple. You just observe this particular diagram here. Question is there on a board. Examine the above figure. See, this is what. Can you tell me what kind of mirror it is? It is concave mirror, right? So concave mirror, and this is our pole, and this is our focal length, and this is our center of curvature. So here the object is there at center of curvature. Okay, and you see here each box, and it's a background. If you see small boxes are there, they told to consider each box as 1 centimeter length. Okay, if you consider that there are 3 boxes in between C and F, that means 3 centimeter, and between F and P 3 boxes, that is 3 centimeter. Okay, fine. You have to select the correct option. The A option, you see, the mirror has a focal length of minus 6 centimeter. It's wrong. Focal length means what? It is the distance between pole and this, right? That is actually 3 centimeter. And what is the sign you will give? It's in the negative x-axis. So the focal length is actually minus 3 centimeter. So in which of the option you have minus 3 centimeter? Yeah, option B and option C. Focal length value, they gave minus 3 centimeter. But you should also find out the magnification value. Okay, you see here the object is present at center of curvature. So where is image formed? Image is also formed at center of curvature only, but in an inverted position. And the size of the object will be similar to the size of the image. Okay, size of object is similar to size of image. So what is the formula to calculate magnification? Minus V by U, right? So you know what? V is equal to 1. See, object size and image size is same. So you will get 1 as your answer, isn't it? So magnification value is minus 1. Okay, so in which of the option you have magnification minus 1 and focal length minus 3 centimeter? It is option B. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is option B, which is the question for 22nd question. Option B is correct answer. Okay, and coming to 23rd question guys, it's much simple. You just have to observe the diagram here. The angle of incidence from air to glass at point O. Observe point O in the diagram. Okay. On the hemispherical glass slab is, what is the angle? See, there is no refraction only actually. Right. So the incident ray passed through normal almost. So the angle of incidence, what do you say it as? It is 0. So for 23rd question, the option B, that is 0 degrees, is the correct answer. And coming to 24th question, guys, you should really be very, very careful here. See, just observe this. The prism ABC with BC as base is placed in different orientation. A narrow beam of white light is incident on the prism as shown in below figure. Okay. In which of the following diagrams, after dispersion, the third color from the top of the spectrum corresponds to the color of the sky? What is the color of the sky? Blue, right? Okay, let's find this. And let's see, in the one picture, our prism is something like this. Okay, say how is the incident ray passing? Incident ray is passing like this, and this is your normal, right? And how does the splitting takes place here, right? Say violet light you will get here, violet radiation, right? Then VI, B, G, O, R. I mean, from top, which is the third color? From top they asked you, right? From top, which is the third color? Green, right? But now you see the picture of second prism. How is the second prism? You see the you see the incident ray direction, guys. Okay, so A, B, C, this is your second prism. And how is your incident ray? Incident ray is something like this. That means this is your normal. So, the violet light bends to a maximum extent, right? This is violet, right? Indigo, blue, right? And then after B, what do you get? G, O, R, something like that. From top, you have to select. From top, the third color must be the color of the sky, it seems. That means blue. Okay, from top, if I come, the third color you see blue, right? Say, I think the figure number 2, the incidence that as mentioned in figure number 2 matches. Say, if an incident ray is something like this in this particular prism, then after dispersion, from top if you come, the third color is going to be blue, right? So here the second diagram matches with the information given in a question. So option B is the correct answer for 24th question. This is all about 24th question. Okay, so completely conceptual question, you have to be careful. So guys, we have completed part A, that is section A. Now let's go for questions from section B. Guys, let's discuss 25th question from section B. Okay, 25th question onwards, section B started. Question looks big, but the concept is very simple. Limestone, when heated, you will get X plus CO2. There's a reaction sequence. Let's try to write the reaction here. Limestone, which is nothing but calcium carbonate. When you heat, you will get X plus carbon dioxide. So what is this X? Definitely it's a quicklime. So when you heat limestone, you will get calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Can you tell me whether this is endothermic or exothermic? Definitely endothermic reaction it is, because heat is supplied from outside. Okay, and later this quicklime, okay, when water is added, okay, you will get slaked lime. So what is slaked lime? Calcium hydroxide. Okay, so this is a very important reaction. We studied this as an example for exothermic reaction. Okay, so this is actually a white cement. When you add water, large amount of heat gets liberated outside, right? So this is exothermic. Question is very simple, guys. You have to decide, okay, which is endothermic, which is exothermic. Okay, identify the correct option from the given table which represents the type of reactions occurring in step 1 and step 2. Step 1 is endothermic reaction and step 2 is exothermic reaction. So where it is mentioned endothermic, exothermic, both right for C option. So selecting an option is important, guys. Option C is your answer. 26th, looking at the graph, don't get annoyed. It's very simple. In which year is concentration of hydrogen ion the highest? See, there is a graph given. You see in the y-axis, say here pH value. Okay, say graph, if you see the graph was least, graph went like this. Okay, concentration of hydrogen highest. Concentration of hydrogen highest means what? pH value must be least. Say in which year the pH value is least. You just select the year, it is 2002, right? So 2002, the curve is to the bottom, right? That means pH value is least. pH value is least in the sense what? H plus ion concentration is very much high, right? So what is your option? Option A, 2002. Okay, fine. It's a very simple concept in fact. And coming to question number 27, the diagram shows the reaction between metal and dilute acid. Okay, so there are the 4 test tubes, guys. So in the first test tube, there is a reaction of zinc and dilute HCl. In the second test tube, you have a reaction of magnesium with dilute HCl. C test tube has a reaction with iron and dilute HCl. And fourth test tube has a reaction of copper and dilute HCl. See the question, what is the reason for different behavior of Mg in test tube B? Okay, yes. See, all the test tube looks similar, but test tube B is not similar, right? Say your Mg was somewhere here after reaction and you had got some bubbles, right? So Mg was not at the bottom, it was on the surface, it is little up, right? So why is this special behavior? It's because, why guys? Mg must have reacted, it must have reacted with HCl to give MgCl2 plus hydrogen gas. So this hydrogen gas makes Mg float. Okay, so this H2 gas makes Mg to float on the surface. Okay, so that is the reason. So where does this explanation matches? It matches with option B. So option B is the correct answer for 27th question. Okay, fine. And coming to 28th question, guys, it is also very simple. Identify, see, table shows 4 substances A, B, C, D. Their melting point was given and their electrical conductivity is given, like whether it is good conductor of electricity in solid state or good conductor of electricity in liquid or aqueous state, that is given. Okay, identify ionic compounds from the above given substance. We all know ionic compounds. 28th question I am discussing. Ionic compounds will generally have high melting points. And these ionic compounds are good conductors of electricity in which state? Good conductors in liquid or aqueous state. And they are poor conductors of electricity in solid state, right? So now you just have to select the information. A, substance A, melting point you see 295, it's less compared to B, C, D, melting point is less. So A is not an ionic compound compared to B, C, D. Coming to B, melting point 1210, high melting point. And you see their electrical conductivity. In solid, poor, correct. In liquid or aqueous, it is good. So definitely B is ionic compound. Let's check it for C. Melting point 1890, very much high. Definitely it must be a ionic. Electrical conductivity, let us check. Poor in solid state, good in liquid or aqueous state. So definitely C is also ionic compound. Whereas D, melting point is generally high, okay. But you see the electrical conductivity, poor in solid state and poor in liquid state. Actually, poor should be in solid state, good must be in liquid or aqueous state. So B is ionic compound, C is ionic compound. So where is B and C mentioned? It was mentioned in option B. So option B is correct answer for 28th question. Okay. And now coming to question number 29, guys. So you must have observed, you must have studied turmeric is a good indicator, right? It's a natural indicator that can tell you whether something is a base or acid, right? Remember this. And read out the question carefully. Vinay observed that the stain of curry on a white shirt becomes reddish brown when soap is scrubbed on it. Okay, so curry definitely will have some amount of turmeric, right? So turmeric must be there in a curry, and the moment soap was applied on the shirt having curry stain, this particular mark has become reddish brown. It has become reddish brown. Okay, and remember, soap is base. Okay, soap is basic in nature. Fine. But it turns yellow again when the shirt is washed with plenty of water. What might be the reason for his observation? You read out the 4 sentences. Soap is acidic in nature? No, it's wrong. Soap is basic in nature? Yes, soap is basic. So we can agree the second sentence is correct. Soap is basic. Third one, turmeric is a natural indicator which gives reddish tinge in bases. Definitely. When when base is added to turmeric, it can become reddish. Okay. So third statement is absolutely correct. Fourth statement, turmeric is a natural indicator which gives reddish tinge in acids. No, it gives reddish color in bases, not in acids. Okay, so statement 2 and statement 3 is correct. So in which of the option both the statements were mentioned? It was in option B. Okay, so option B is correct. And coming to 30th question, guys, it's very simple. You just have to observe the diagrams here. See, it is a diagram on solution conducting electricity. Just observe the solution. In diagram 1, solution was HCl. It can conduct electricity. Yes or no? Diagram 1. You read out the question they asked you, in which of the setup bulb glows? Bulb must glow in the sense it must conduct, solution must conduct electricity. So HCl solution conducts electricity. So first figure number 1 is correct. Second one, you see the solution, sugar solution will not conduct electricity. When the solution do not conduct electricity, bulb will not glow. Coming to the third solution, alcohol solution also do not conduct electricity. Solution 4, lime water. Lime water in the sense what? Calcium hydroxide solution. So calcium hydroxide is a base. It can break down into ions in water. So figure number 4. The solution can conduct electricity. So figure 4, the bulb can glow. So 1 and 4 is the correct pictures for glowing bulb. 1 and 4, where did they mention? They have mentioned it in option B. So option B is correct answer. Okay. So that is about your question. And coming back to question numbers 31 to 35, you have to be very, very careful, guys, because they are relating to assertion and reason questions. Let's discuss them in a detailed way. See, guys, 2 statements are given. One statement is called as assertion, another statement is called as reason. Okay. And you know what? A, B, C, D, 4 options. Option A you have to select when statement A and statement R are true. Okay, you have to go for option A when when statement A and statement R both are correct by concept, and if R is a reason for statement A. If R is a reason for statement A, then you can go for option A. And you can go for option B. When you can go? If A statement and R statement, if both are true by concept, and if R is not a reason, if R is not, R statement is correct, but if R is not connected to A, if R is not a reason for A, then you should go for option B. You can go for option C when statement A is true but B is not true. Okay. And you can go for option D when A is false and B is true. Right. So this is how the questions can be. And now you read the question. For every question, 2 statements. So based on the statement and their connectivity, select the options. Okay. Question number 31, let's discuss. Assertion. Fresh milk in which baking soda is added takes a longer time to set a curd. Definitely correct. A statement is true. Okay. Statement second one, I mean reason you see. Baking soda decreases the pH value of fresh milk to below 6. No, baking soda increases the pH value, right? Baking soda makes the milk alkaline. That's the reason it is added, right? So here R is not at all true. Okay, so A is true, R is false. A is true, R is false. So for 31st question, option C is the answer. Okay. And coming to 32nd question, guys. Assertion. Decomposition of vegetable matter into compost is an endothermic reaction. It's completely wrong. It is an exothermic reaction. Okay, so A is false. A is false. And coming to the reason. Decomposition reaction involves breakdown of single reactant into simpler products. Yes, R is true. It's a definition of decomposition. A is false, R is true. A is false, R is true. So we will go for option D. So option D is the correct answer. And coming to 33rd question, assertion. Resins and gums are stored in old xylem tissue in plant. Okay, so A is true. Yes, A is true. Assertion is true. Coming to a reason. Resins and gums facilitate transport of water molecules. It's completely a blunder, right? So this R is completely false. So A is true, R is false. A is true, R is false or not true. That is option C. Option C is the correct answer for 33rd question. Coming to 34th question. Sky appears blue in the daytime. Yes, sky appears blue. Correct. Okay, 34th. A is true. A is true. Coming to a reason. White light is composed of 7 colors. It is correct, but this is not a reason for A, right? So, which is the option you will select? Option B is the correct answer here. Okay, fine. And coming to 35th question, guys. See, this 35th question is not of assertion and reason. Only 31 to 34 were assertion and reason. 35th question is normal MCQ pattern only. Okay, so think over. Look at the question. The table given below shows the reaction of few elements with acids and bases which evolve hydrogen gas. Actually, the question is which of these elements form amphoteric oxides. Okay, so there are elements A, B, C and D. Okay, so amphoteric oxide means what? They have to react with both acids and bases. They should react with both acids and bases, right? Then such elements are called, they are called as amphoteric oxides. So those oxides are amphoteric actually. And can you tell me here which of the elements can react with both acids and base? It is B, because right mark is there in both the cases, right? acid case and base case. So B is reacting with both acid and base, and also D is also reacting with acid and base. So both B and D can be called as amphoteric oxides. Okay, so where is both B and D mentioned? It is mentioned in option B as well as option D. So both options are correct actually here, right? Okay. And coming to 36th question, very simple. In which of the following groups of organisms blood flows through the heart only once during one cycle of passage through the body? You know what? When blood flows only once through a heart, it is called as single circulation. So single circulation is observed in fishes. So select which are fishes. You see option D, shark is a fish, dogfish and stingray. Stingray is a type of fish, right? So for 36th question, option D is correct. Okay. And coming to 37th question, what is common between extensive network of blood vessels around walls of alveoli and in glomerulus of nephron? Okay, so blood vessels, extensive network of blood vessels, you will call it as capillaries. They will have thin walls. Okay, so that helps in supplying blood, isn't it? So read out the sentences. They are thick-walled arteries was mentioned in option A. Option A is wrong. Option B, thin-walled veins. No, they are thin-walled capillaries. C, thick-walled capillaries. Wrong. D, they are thin-walled capillaries richly supplied with blood. Okay. So option D is correct. For 37th question, option D is correct. Okay. Coming to question number 38, guys. Plants use completely different process for excretion as compared to animals. Which one of the following processes is not followed by plants for excretion? Which is not a excretory method by plants? That is what you have to select. Option A, they can get rid of excess water by transpiration. Yes, excess water will go away in the form of transpiration. A is correct. B, they selectively filter toxic substances through their leaves. You know, from leaves, toxic substances will not go, only water can go. So, whereas B is a wrong statement, right? So, for 38th question, option B is correct. Option B is a wrong statement, right? Okay. And coming to question number 39, guys, it is much simple question and a very common type of question. You can definitely expect this type of question. If a power of lens is minus 4.0 D, power is given, it is minus 4.0 D. Okay. Then it means that the lens is, okay, so lens, what type of lens it is? If you have a negative value for power, then definitely it's a concave, right? So negative value of power indicates it's a concave lens. But they are also asking about focal length, right? So how do you calculate focal length? F is equal to 1 by minus P. So 1 by minus 4.0, you will get 0.25 meters. So F value, you are getting it in it is minus 0.25 meters, but they are asking this in centimeters. So in centimeter, this would become minus 25 centimeter, right? So which is the option correct? Option C, it's a concave lens of focal length minus 25 centimeter. So for 39th question, option C is correct answer. And coming to 40th question. Rays from sun converge at a point 15 centimeter in front of a concave mirror. Okay, so you have a concave mirror and the rays are converging at 15 centimeter in front of concave mirror. Okay, so converging, always the rays converge at a point, and that point we will call it as focal length. focal point. Okay, focus point. So can you tell me 15 centimeters in front of mirror, they told. That means the distance between the pole and focal point is 15 centimeter, right? Okay. Where should an object be placed so that size of its image is equal to the size of object? So when do you get size of image equal to the size of object? When the object is placed at center of curvature, right? So what must be the distance in front of a mirror? Or it has to be 15 plus 50, that is altogether 30 centimeters. If you keep an object 30 centimeters in front of mirror, you get image, of same size, isn't it? So what is the option here? For 40th question, option A is correct, right? So when you keep an object at center of curvature, then only you get the, image size is same as that of object. Okay. 41st question. In which of the following groups of organisms food material is broken down outside the body and then absorbed it? It's in fungi, right? So here in the given option, you just check out where are all, fungal species. Yeast, mushroom, bread mold. That you find it in option B, right? So option B is correct answer. Coming to question number 42. In a person, the tubule part of the nephron is not functioning at all. What will be its effect be on urine formation? Okay, so we all know in a nephron, right, this is what the tubule part, right? So what is the major function of tubule part? It is the reabsorption of the amino acids or whatever it is, and absorption of water also takes place. In excess of water takes place in a tubule part. So if tubule part is not working well, reabsorption of water may not happen. You will have more water in the urine. That means more diluted form of urine you will observe. So what is the option here? Option D, that is urine is more diluted because water absorption may not have occurred, right? Because the tubule is not working properly. So more water you would observe in urine. So the urine is more diluted. So that's all about 42nd question. Coming to question number 43. If a real image of a candle flame formed by a lens is 3 times the size of the flame and the distance between the lens and image is 80 centimeter, at what distance should the candle be placed from the lens? So candle is the object here. See, they told that real image is formed. Real images are always formed in where? Convex lens, isn't it? So it must be a convex lens. And they said if the real image of candle flame formed by a lens is 3 times the size of flame, that means M value, magnification value is given, that is 3. Okay. And then the distance between the lens and image, that is V value is given, that is 80 centimeter. So what is the distance of object, they are asking. So what is the relationship between M, V and U here? M is equal to V by U, isn't it? So U is equal to V by M. What is V here? V is 80, M is 3. So always for a convex lens, your M value must be negative, right? So your answer is minus 80 by 3. So where is the option? Minus 80 by 3 is there in option D, right? So option D is correct answer for 43rd question. Coming to 44th question. See, they have given one figure here. So looking at this, you have to select which of the statements are correct. Okay. See, while looking at the above diagram, Nalini concluded the following. It's my name. Okay, it's me. Look at the first sentence. The image of the object will be virtual one. Okay. So definitely, if you can see this mirror, and see where is the object is placed. It is placed between C and F, right? So if an object is there between C and F in concave mirror, definitely real images are formed, right? Virtual image will not be formed, real image is formed definitely. So sentence 1, that is the first statement, is wrong. Coming to the second statement, the reflected ray will travel along the same path as the incident ray but in opposite direction. Yes, definitely. Say if this is what the incident ray, then this one travel in the same path but in opposite direction. That's correct only. Third statement, the image of the object will be inverted. Definitely, real images are inverted. Real images are formed. Fourth statement, this is a concave mirror and hence the focal length will be negative. Yes, for concave mirror, focal length is negative. So, statement 2, 3, 4 are correct. So, 2, 3, 4 correct. That is mentioned in option C. So, option C is correct answer for 44th question. Okay. And coming to 45th question, guys, it's very simple and conceptual. You must carefully understand the diagram that they have given. Okay, and they are asking which of the following statement would be correct. Okay, so they have given some diagram and they are asking which of the following statement is correct. Okay, so if you can observe the diagram, just decide which is a rarer medium and which is a denser medium. You will get your answer. Okay, so is medium 1 rarer or denser? Just observe. Okay, so this is medium 1, and this is medium 2, right? Say medium 1, this is a normal and this is an incident ray. This is an incident ray. And you know what? The reflected ray is something like this. Okay, so that means the reflected ray is moving, towards the normal. It has not moved away from the normal, but it has moved towards a normal. That means medium 2 is denser, right? That means the ray is passing from rarer medium to denser medium. Okay, rarer medium to denser medium. Okay, and you see from medium 2 to medium 3, okay, you can observe the ray has moved away from the normal in medium 3. That means the medium 3 is actually a rarer medium. Okay, and from medium 3, there was no refraction at all. That means the medium 3 is similar to medium 1 only. So with this information, you can select the option here. See, option A you read, medium 1 is denser. Yes, medium 1 is not denser. Medium 1 is rarer than medium 2, right? Option A is wrong. Whereas option B, medium 2 is the rarest medium. No, medium 2 is denser. Option C, medium 3 is denser than medium 1. No. Okay, see, medium 3 is similar to medium 1 actually. Option D, medium 1 and 3 are essentially same medium. Yes, medium 1 and 3 are actually same mediums, but medium 2 is denser than 1 and 3. Definitely, medium 1 is rarer, medium 3 is rarer. Okay, medium 1 is similar to medium 3. Okay, and medium 2 is denser. So, option 4 is correct option. So, you have to think and give the answers carefully. Okay, fine. And coming to question number 46, guys. The refractive index of flint glass is 1.65. Okay, they have given refractive index of flint glass is 1.65. And that of alcohol is, refractive index of alcohol is also given, that is 1.36 with respect to air. So these refractive indexes are with respect to air actually. Okay, both refractive index values are with respect to air. What is the refractive index of flint glass with respect to alcohol? Okay, so they are asking refractive index of flint glass with respect to alcohol. So what is your formula? Refractive index of flint glass with respect to air divided by refractive index of alcohol with respect to air, right? So what is this value? 1.65 and this is 1.35. Okay, so if you can calculate, what is the answer you will get? 1.21. So 1.21 is your refractive index of flint glass with respect to alcohol, right? So where is the option? 1.21 is in option B. So option B is correct answer. Coming to 48th question, guys, a cable manufacturing unit tested few elements on the basis of their physical properties. The elements were W, X, Y and Z. Okay, say their properties were given: malleability, ductility, electrical conductivity and melting points. And the question asked was, which of the above elements were discarded for usage by the company? Say which of the elements the cable manufacturing person discarded, he neglected. You know, if we have to use it for electrical purposes, the metal must be good conductor of electricity, it must have malleability property, it must have ductility property, it must have high melting point, right? So these are the characters we should keep in our mind and then select a suitable metal for using for cable manufacturing unit. Okay, so let's check it out. Say you see W, the element W, see its property: malleability, yes; ductility, yes; electrical conductivity, yes; melting point, very much high. So W has all the property, so you can use it for electrical appliances, for manufacturing electrical appliances. Okay, so W actually has to be selected, it cannot be discarded. Coming to the X, element X property, you see: malleability, no; ductility, no; electrical conductivity, yes; melting point, low. So X cannot be used. When it is not malleable and ductile, how can you make it into thin wires and sheets? If you have to use it in a convenient way, you must make it into thin wires at least, right? So X cannot be used. Okay, it cannot be used by cable manufacturing units. And then see the information of Y: malleability, no; ductility, no. Here only you can cancel off Y. And see Z: malleability, yes; ductility, yes; electrical conductivity, no. You know, electrical conductivity is one important property that a metal must have, right? So Z can be discarded, X can be discarded, Z can be discarded, Y can be discarded. So X, Y, Z, where is it mentioned? It was mentioned in option B. So option B is correct answer. Okay, so with this we have completed section B. Now we are entering to section C, where actually case study based questions. So 3 cases were given, something they explained in paragraphs, and based on that questions were asked. Okay, so you have to carefully read what is given and then try to answer. Okay, so 1 case from chemistry, 1 case from physics and 1 case study from biology. Okay, so carefully you have to look and give answers. Let's discuss them one by one. See guys, the case is the salt story from the New Indian Express, 9th March 2021. Say there is something given about the salts. Okay, so the salt pans in so and so area, you know, it's the 3rd largest producer of a salt. Separation of salt from water is a very difficult process, right? And one such compound, among the salts, one such compound is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is used in baking. It is used as antacids and soda acid fire extinguishers. The table, you see the information in a table. The table shows the mass of various compounds obtained when 1 liter of seawater is evaporated. So salts are present in a seawater. When you evaporate 1 liter of seawater, the total amount of salt was 45 grams. You can check it at the last, 45 grams. And sodium chloride was 28 grams. In that 45, 28 grams was sodium chloride. Magnesium chloride was 8 grams. Magnesium sulfate was 6 grams. Calcium sulfate was 2 grams and calcium carbonate was 1 gram. Okay, so keep this idea in mind. Let's see what question relating to that. See the question number 49. Relating to that information, question number 49. Which compound in the table reacts with acids to release carbon dioxide? Can you tell me which one can react with acids to give carbon dioxide? It has to be metal carbonate or metal bicarbonate. Okay, it has to be metal carbonate or bicarbonate. So from the given option, can you check which can be the correct option? Which is a metal carbonate or bicarbonate in the options? NaCl? No. Calcium sulfate? No. Calcium carbonate? Yes, it's a carbonate, right? So option C. Your option C is correct for 49th question. Coming to 50th question. How many grams of magnesium sulfate are present in 135 grams of solid left by evaporation of seawater? Okay, say we have a table here. The total amount of salt produced from 1 liter was 45. In that 45 grams, the amount of magnesium sulfate is how much? Magnesium sulfate was around 6.0 grams. Okay, so this is the information we know from the table. 45 grams of total salts contain 6 grams of magnesium sulfate. Now, if you have total salt as 135 grams, then how much amount of magnesium sulfate can be present? Just cross multiplication. 135 into 6 divided by 45. So, you will get 18 grams. So, 18 grams of salt, magnesium sulfate can be present, right? So, option C is the answer for 50th question. Coming to question number 51, very simple. What is the saturated solution of sodium chloride called as? It's called as brine, right? So, brine solution is saturated solution of sodium chloride. So, option A is correct. Coming to question number 52. What is the pH of acid which is used in the formation of common salt? Common salt is what? NaCl. NaCl is formed by NaOH and HCl. So HCl is a very, very strong acid, right? Its pH can lie between 1 and 3. Strong acid in the sense its pH value can be very, very less. So what is the option you will select? Option A. Okay. So NaCl is definitely formed from HCl, that is a strong acid. So that's all about the questions from a case study question. And coming to biology case study question, say they have given one of the activity which is there in your NCERT textbook only, and you know these 3 activities I have very nicely explained in one of my concept videos. So please don't forget to go to playlist of life process and check it out, this concept video. You can answer all the questions which are there here. Okay, fine. But anyway, I'll just read it out for you. There are 2 figures given here. Okay, so which are actually this experiment is to prove whether carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis or not. Okay, so there are 2 situations. Okay, so the pot or you know the plant was kept in a closed glass jars. Okay, where in one of the glass jar we have KOH. Okay, fine. And in another glass jar, you know, we have no KOH. It was just kept in a glass jar. Okay, and you know what, this let me call it as X and this let me call it as Y. Okay, say the iodine test was performed with one of the leaf. Okay, so you can read it here. During this activity, 2 healthy potted plants were kept in dark for 72 hours. After 72 hours, KOH is kept in watch glass in setup X and not in setup Y. Both these setups are airtight and have been kept in light for 6 hours. Then iodine test is performed with 1 leaf from each of the 2 plants X and Y. Okay, see, for example, when iodine reacts with a starch, you know, it becomes blue. right? Say how if there is a starch in a leaf, then iodine, on adding iodine you get blue, right? If there was no starch in a leaf, then you don't get blue color on adding iodine onto a leaf. Remember all these, I think you must have studied. Now let us look at the questions. 53rd question. Based on this experiment, I'm just discussing about 53rd question. This experimental setup is used to prove essentiality of which of the following requirement of photosynthesis? Chlorophyll, oxygen, carbon dioxide and sunlight. Definitely carbon dioxide. So this experiment is used to prove that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Question number 54. The function of KOH is to absorb carbon dioxide. Okay, so why did we keep KOH? It is to absorb any leftover carbon dioxide. If there is no carbon dioxide, definitely in X case, this leaf will not have any starch. Okay, so on adding iodine to a leaf, you will not get any blue color. But here there is no KOH. That means, it must have gone through a photosynthesis and it must have had some amount of starch. So definitely on adding iodine, it gets converted into blue. Okay, fine. Let's see the next question, 55th question. Relating to this only. Which of the following represents, shows the correct result of iodine test performed on the leaf from plant X and Y respectively? Okay, so in which case you get a blue color? Which case you get a blue color? Blue color you will get it in Y case. So in case of Y, blue color you will get when iodine is added. In case of X, no blue color, right? So which is the option? Option A you read, blue black color would be obtained on the leaf of plant X. Is that so? No, right? No. Option B, blue black color would be obtained on the leaf of plant Y. That's true. And no change in the color on leaf of plant X. That's true. So option B is correct. For 55th question, option B is correct. Okay. And coming to question number 56, which of the following steps can be followed for making an apparatus airtight? Placing the plant on glass plate, yes, this has to be followed for making the entire setup air free. Okay. Second one, using a suction pump, no. Applying Vaseline to seal the bottom of a jar, yes. Fourth one, creating vacuum. So statement 1 and statement 3 is correct. So option C is correct here. Okay, so all the three activities which are there in life process chapter is very, very important, guys. Concentrate them, each and every point you have to read from a textbook. Okay, so that's all about a case study question from biology part, and coming to a case study question from physics part. Let's discuss that. See guys, observe this case very, very carefully. Noor, a young student, was trying to demonstrate some properties of light in her science project work. She kept X inside the box and with the help of a laser pointer made light rays pass through the holes on one side of the box. She had a small butter paper screen to see the spots of light being cast as they emerged. Right? So there's a diagram here. See, what she has done is she took a box, something like X, okay, so there is some X inside this, right, and she passed some laser, right, and this is ray 2 and this is ray 1, okay, and you know what, ray 2, let me take a bigger box, okay. So ray 2, you can see the lateral shift here, right? This is ray 2 and this is ray 1 as a figure. That means they have not passed like this. Okay, so their position was changed out of the box. Okay, fine. That means definitely there is a certain level of refraction occurred. Okay. So here, let's see the first question, 57th question based on this particular case. What could be the X inside the box to make the rays behave as shown. You see, ray 2 displays, I can say lateral shift, you can observe clearly, and ray 1 lateral shift, you can observe clearly, right? So what must be that X? Okay, you see, a converging lens, no. A parallel sided glass block, definitely yes. The X must be some parallel sided glass block, okay. And C, it cannot be a plane mirror and it cannot be a triangular prism also, okay, fine. So coming to question number 58, guys. She measured the angles of incident for both the rays on the left side of the box to 48.6 degree. Angle of incident she measured, that is 48.6 degrees. She knew the refractive index of the material X inside the box was 1.5. Refractive index of the material which is there inside the box is 1.5. What will be the approximate value of angle of refraction? Calculate angle of refraction. Okay, see, we all know the Snell's law here, right? So what was our Snell's law? It is sine I by sine R is equal to refractive index. Okay, so angle of incidence, sine I, right? So sine of 48.6 degree divided by sine R. We want to find out angle of refraction. Sine R is equal to refractive index value is given 1.5, right? So sine R is equal to sine of 48.6 degrees value is given, it was 0.75. It was given in a question, 0.75 divided by 1.5. If you do, you get sine R is equal to 0.5. So R is equal to sine inverse 0.5, that is 30 degree. So angle of refraction is 30 degrees. So that is option C is correct answer. Okay. So which was given in option C. Right? Okay. Now let's observe question number 59 here. So there are certain statements and you have to select which of the following is correct. Okay. First statement, glass is optically rarer than air. No, it's a wrong statement. Air is rarer medium, glass is actually a denser medium, right? So statement number 1 is completely wrong. See the second statement, air and glass allow light to pass through them with the same velocity. No, it's different because their refractive indexes are entirely different for air and glass, right? Third statement you observe, guys, air is optically rarer than glass. So definitely third statement is correct, right? Fourth one, speed of light through a denser medium is faster than the rarer medium. No, speed of light in rarer medium is faster than the denser medium. So statement 4 is wrong. Okay, statement 5, it is the definition of Snell's law, guys. Sine of angle of incidence in the first medium to the ratio of sine of angle of refraction in the second medium is nothing but refractive index of a second medium with respect to the first medium. So definition of Snell's law, that is fifth statement, is correct. So third statement and fifth statement is correct, that is option D is correct answer. Okay. And coming to the last question, that is 60th question. If the object inside the box was made up of material with refractive index lesser than 1.5, okay, say here if the object has an refractive index lesser than 1.5, that means refractive index is lesser, then the lateral shift of the rays would have been less, definitely, right? If the refractive index of this X is lesser than 1.5, then definitely you don't observe too much of lateral shift, very little lateral shift you will observe. So definitely option A is correct, right? So with this, we have completed all the 60 questions from sample question paper science. So hope this has given enough benefit for you. So with this, definitely you must have had an idea how questions can be asked and what concepts you have to focus. So definitely all the activity related things which are there in NCERT textbook have to be focused to a larger extent. So be careful, all the best, revise well, and share the videos with your friends also, and do subscribe our channel to learn the concepts in a easiest way and in a detailed way. Thank you.